My name is Vanessa Carter, and I am a patient survivor of antimicrobial resistance, or AMR.
Vanessa, welcome stage. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. This is me when I was 25 years old. My sort of last photos that I took, one with my mother, one sort of opening Christmas presents and so on. When I was 25 years old, I was involved in a car accident in Johannesburg. A car overtook us on the wrong side of the road. The driver swerved to avoid a collision, but the car went into a violent spin and hit into a concrete wall. And I had multiple injuries. I had a major abdominal injury, internal bleeding. I had a fractured pelvis, a neck injury, a back injury, and I had a traumatic brain injury. I had multiple fractures in my face. I broke my jaw, broke my nose, had what they called an orbital blowout, so I lost all the bone underneath my eye. I also lost the eye, so I was partially blind. I was just resuscitated on the side of the road, and I was taken to a public hospital where I was placed in high care in ICU, given a 30% chance of survival, and underwent quite a few surgeries. In my 6th year of doing those surgeries, I got an infection, and we went for surgery. I was discharged, but 2 weeks later the infection came back. I went for another surgery, discharged. 2 weeks later the infection came back again, and this went on for about 11 months until finally they removed the prosthetic that was implanted in my face. And the ENT surgeon then told me that it had been sent for testing, and that was the first time that I heard that word test. So I phoned the pathology officers and I said, please can I see a copy of that test, because I couldn't understand why this infection was so special. And at the top of the test it said MRSA. So I got onto the internet and I started to Google what is MRSA, and up came this term antibiotic resistance. And then it just kind of dawned on me. I thought, wow, why is this not being discussed with me? MRSA ended up being a 3-year-long journey for me, battle for me. I said to myself, if I survive this, I was 32, 33 years old. I said, if I survive this, if I walk out of here, I want to create a change. This not knowing what antibiotic resistance is, it's almost killed me. In 2013, I decided to start advocating about it. I established a charity called the AMR Narrative. We focus on empowering and educating patients and the public. AMR is recognized as a top 10 global health threat, and it's been predicted that actually it'll cause more deaths than cancer by 2050. Whenever I speak to people, I always remind them that, the next infection that you get, that antibiotic might not work, just like it did for me. It's important that we take it personally, very, very personally. In my case, diagnostics were a game changer. I've met amazing people working in the diagnostic section here, and that have been so helpful, in teaching me. And I think whenever that happens, it makes me realize that behind all this technology and so on are also people that are trying to make a difference. So I think it's important that we try our best to work together, because at the end of the day, it's people's lives that are at stake.